Once you're ready, we're going to start in Child's Pose today. So big toes together, knees wide, forehead down, and just stretch your arms out in front. And just settle in here to our first Child's Pose, checking with your body, noticing how it feels before we get moving. Start to connect your Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of the throat so you can hear the sound of your breath. And make each of those inhales and exhales even longer so that breath is really what sets the pace of the practice. Walk your hands to the right side of the mat, placing the left hand on top of the right so you feel a stretch through the left side of the body. And then take it the other way. Walk your hands to the left side, right hand on top of the left. Now let's come up to our hands and knees to a tabletop position right in the middle. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat. So it's creating some space in the spine here. Inhale as you arch. Exhale as you round. And we'll go one more time. Inhale to arch. And exhale to round. And then after your last one, find a neutral spine in the middle. Thread the needle, peel the right arm up, thread it through, put your head down, walk that left hand forward, maybe crawl it a little bit over to the right, open up the shoulder and the back. Back up to tabletop and switch sides. Peel your left arm up, thread it through, walk your right hand forward, and then a little to the left side. Back to center. Ignore that. It says potential spam. Okay, ignore the potential spam. Come back to tabletop. Right arm forward, left leg back. So opposite arm and leg. And as you exhale, try to crunch your knee and elbow in as close together as you can. Inhale to extend and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. One more time. Knee to elbow. And then extend it out and hold here, balancing, or bend your leg and see if your right hand can grab your left foot and kick it back for a little bit of that back bend. Good. Stretch it out. Place it down. Switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale as you extend. One more time. Knee to elbow. And then extend it out and hold it here. Or bend the leg. Try to catch hold of it with that hand and kick it back for that back bend. Good. Stretch it out. Place it down. And let's come right into our first down dog. Plant your hands shoulder width. Tuck your toes. And lift your hips up. And notice right away how your hamstrings and calves feel. We're going to do a lot to open that up today. But bend one leg at a time here. Start to stretch it out. Walk out your down dog. Maybe bend one elbow at a time. Whatever movements feel good. Shoulders away from the ears. And start to push the weight back towards your heels. They may not reach the floor yet. That's okay. But put as much weight as you can in the heels. Inhale, shift forward just to a high plank position on your hands and toes there. Keep your hands and feet where they are. Exhale, pike your hips back up to down dog and push the heels towards the floor. Inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale forward to your high plank. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. This time, walk your feet to the front for ragdoll. Feet stay hips width. Bend your knees a lot and grab opposite elbows, letting yourself hang here. Maybe shaking the head, yes and no. Relaxing the neck. And then swaying a bit side to side, shifting the body weight from the right foot to the left foot. Maybe also swaying a little forward and back from the balls of the feet to the heels. Release your hands, roll yourself all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, lift your arms up. Take your right hand and grab hold of that left wrist and pull it to the right for a side body stretch. Good, back to center, switch your grip, left hand to the right wrist and pull it to the left. Back to center, interlacing the fingers behind your lower back, or you can hold on to that yoga strap. Open up your chest, bend your knees a little bit, and then fold forward, keeping the hands interlaced. Now release your hands down to the floor or to blocks. Cross your right foot behind your left foot. So your left leg is crossed in front here, and you're folding over the legs. Now, if your legs don't feel ready to be straight yet, you can keep them bent. And again, hands can be on the blocks or on the floor. If your legs are straight, you want a little more, try walking your hands now to the left side of the mat, towards that left leg. Walk your hands to center if you move them. Switch your legs. Cross your right foot in front and fold forward over the legs, or walk your hands to the right side of the mat. Walk your hands to center, uncross the feet, bring them together. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Exhale, step to high plank position, and let's modify our first chaturanga by bringing the knees to the floor, and then hug your elbows in, slowly lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, cobra pose, just lifting the chest, just a small back bend, and then exhale, lower down. Then push back up to your knees to that modified plank. Tuck your toes under, meet back, and down dog. So as we move in a moment to our sun salutations, remember you can take chaturanga on the knees, you can do cobra instead of up dog, or if you need to skip any of them completely, you can go straight to down dog. Look forward, you can either step, or if you want to add a little hop, jump your feet to the front. Feet together. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now use that flat back as you inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskara A, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, you can step or hop back to your chaturanga. You can do it from your toes or your knees this time. Low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. If you are an up dog, remember those kneecaps are off of the floor. Exhale, down dog. Looking forward, lightly hopping or stepping both feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, step or hop back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, hop or step to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, all the way through, sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step or hop. Chaturanga, low push up. Good. Inhale to your back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step or hop, both feet back to the front. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskara B, sun salutation B, one time. Lift your arms up, then bend your legs for chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back, This part's the same. Exhale, step or hop back to chaturanga, low push-up. Good. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Now here we add on. We lift the right leg up, step it between your hands for warrior one. Pivot your left heel flat on the ground, square your hips, and lift the arms straight up to the ceiling. Virabhadrasana A, warrior one. Exhale, lower the hands to the ground and step back. Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lifting the left leg up, step it forward to your warrior one. Pivot that right heel flat, turn it in, lift your arms up and try to square your hips. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale as you lower your hands to the floor and step back, chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now, Sunday always starts and ends with that chair pose, so look forward, hop or step to the front, feet together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. From your chair, press up to stand, hands to heart center. Very good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down and hold there. Separate your feet, hips width. Padagustasana, that means big toes. So first two fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Relax your head and neck. Elbows to the side. If your hamstrings are still feeling tight, then bend those knees. But if they feel okay, now that we've warmed up, try to straighten the legs and pull yourself closer to your legs. Good, now let go of the toes. So that one was Padagustasana. Now we're going to do Hastasana, which is basically foot to hand pose, but it's also known as gorilla pose. You have to bend your knees and slide your palms. Your palms are going to face up, palms under your feet. You want your toes to touch the creases of the wrist. So bend the knees as much as you need to get your hands all the way underneath. You don't want to be stepping on the fingers. If you're just stepping on the fingers, it hurts. But if you get your toes and your feet all the way on your hands, it'll feel a little better. Now, some of you might still be able to straighten the legs as you fold, in which case do so. But if it doesn't allow you to, just keep your knees bent and focus on wiggling your toes around. Stretch your wrists here. Lean a little more forward into the balls of the feet, almost like your heels are going to lift off the floor. Good. Now take your hands out, shake them out. Separate your feet for Malasana, prayer squat. Turn your toes out 45 degrees, feet as wide as the mat or wider. Hands to prayer position, opening up the hips. Now you can stay here or open the arms. Right shoulder inside that right knee, maybe peel those arms open. Right hand down, left arm up. Good, back to center and other side. Left hand down, right arm up. Back to center. Now, if you'd like to practice your crow pose today, Bakasana, you can practice that. If you want to go straight to child's pose, that's eventually where we're going to go. But if you're coming to crow, plant your hands shoulder width. Walk your feet back. If you have a block, maybe standing on the block to make this pose even easier. Bend your arms a little bit and put your knees up high on the triceps. Remember, as close to the armpits as you can, not on the outside, but right on the backs of the triceps. Stick out your chin and look forward, and then start to lean forward. Keep leaning more forward till your toes get very light, and maybe lift one or both feet. Then think of pushing the floor away, creating almost like that cat stretch in your back. Keep gazing either straight at the floor or forward, but don't look back at your feet because then you'll fall on your head. Good, nice everyone. Really good, Shelby. Good, you guys. When you're done, we'll all meet in our child's pose. So you can take a few breaths, kind of reset in that child's pose. Now come up to dolphin pose. So measure it out by grabbing the outside of your triceps there and then extend your forearms so they're parallel. Palms are flat, retuck your toes there and lift your hips up. Actively push the floor away with your forearms. Build some more strength in your shoulders. Walk your feet a couple inches closer to your elbows and then bring them right to the middle of the mat. Now you can hang out here or lift your right leg up and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. If you have a leg up, lift your left leg up. Last 5, 4, good. 3, 2, 1. Back to child's pose. Bring your knees together. Take your arms alongside you. Let your shoulders round forward. Let them relax. Puppy pose. Start in a tabletop position. Then walk the hands forward and melt your chest to the floor, keeping your hips up. Forehead down or chin down as you melt the chest down, stretching into your shoulders, your lats, your back. Walk it back in and then meet back in your downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up, step it between your hands, low lunge. Drop your left knee down. Untuck the toes and start with your hands up on that right thigh. So sink into that left hip flexor, start to open that up. That's gonna help us with our splits as well. It's not just about the hamstrings. The front leg is the hamstrings when we do splits, but the back leg, it's also about opening up that hip flexor. Lift your arms up if you want. Gaze up for a little back bend. And then lower your hands either to the 2 blocks or the floor, half splits. We're gonna do full splits later. For now, I want you to do half splits. Straightening the front leg, your hip is stacked over the knee. If your leg's not straight, sometimes if you wiggle it a little more forward, that might help. And remember, you can use those blocks under the hands. Flex your right foot and fold towards that leg. And just notice how it's feeling here. We're still, loosening things up. Hopefully by the end of the class, it'll feel better. Good, now rebend it, just go back to down dog. No chaturanga. Plant your hands, step back, reset in your down dog. Then we'll switch sides, lifting the left leg up, stepping it forward to a low lunge and dropping your right knee down. Starting with your hands up here on that left thigh and sinking into that right hip flexor, the front of that right hip. If you want to lift your arms up, you can, maybe adding a little bit of that back bend. Good. Half splits, hands to the blocks or the floor, straightening your left leg, flexing that left foot, and folding forward. Okay, let's go back to down dog. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg back up, step it between your hands, but this time stay on the ball of the back foot as you come into your high crescent lunge, Untitled. Hips square to the front, you're on the ball of that back foot, both arms straight up to the ceiling. Focus your gaze, start to lean forward, airplane. Sweep your arms back, palms face the floor. You're floating that left leg up, flexing the foot, but keeping the hips square. Standing splits, hands to the floor. As your nose gets closer to that right leg, lift the left leg up. Maybe hands on the blocks if they don't reach the floor. If you want to grab your ankle, right hand to the back of that right ankle. Keep splitting the legs apart, but without opening the hip. Now we're going to try to come right back up to airplane. So lower your leg a little bit and flex the foot. Come up to the fingertips, put a soft bend in your right knee, and then reach your arms back to airplane. Big step back, crescent lunge. Adjust if you need to find that crescent lunge. Open to warrior 2 by pivoting your back heel flat on the ground, arms out like a T. Gaze at your right hand and flip that palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand to the left thigh as you reach that right arm back. Exhale, side angle, right elbow to the right thigh. If you want to go to extended side angle, maybe right hand on the block or on the floor on the inside of the foot. If it's okay on the shoulder, you can reach that left arm forward. Palm facing down, bicep by your ear, rotating open, trying to look up towards the ceiling under that armpit. Good, lift back up to your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the front and step back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Other side, lifting your left leg up, step it forward, starting in Crescent Lunge, Untitled on the ball of the right foot, both arms straight up, hips square. Good, finding your balance here and then coming into airplane, sweeping the arms back as you float that right leg up. Flexing the foot, keeping those toes rotating down. And keep that squareness of the hips just as you come into standing splits. The more your nose comes closer to that left leg, the higher that right leg reaches. Hands on the blocks, the floor, or left hand to the back of that left ankle. Now lower your leg a few inches, come up to the fingertips, put a little bend in your left leg, and then try to come back up to airplane, refinding your balance, and step back, Crescent Lunge. Open it up, warrior two, pivot that back heel down, arms out like a T. Look at your left hand, flip that palm up, inhale, reverse warrior, reach back. Exhale to side angle, left elbow to the left thigh, or left hand to a block or a floor. The right arm can be up to the ceiling, or you can reach it forward. Extended side angle, Utthita Parsva Konasana. Lift back up to your warrior two. Inhale as you reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands down, step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lift the right leg up, lizard pose. Step your right foot outside your right hand. Drop your left knee to the floor and untuck the toes. Hands or elbows or maybe blocks on the inside of that foot. So you can bring your elbows to blocks if they don't reach the floor. You want that knee over the ankle, and you should feel this mostly in that right outer hip right now. Press up to your hands. If you're on the elbows, move the blocks to the side. Turn your right foot out to the side about 45 degrees. Keep your left hand down and twist. Peel that right hand back and drop your hips to the floor. Now you can stay there or maybe catch hold of that left foot with your right hand and pull it towards you, stretching the quad of the back leg. Good, let go, step back to down dog. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides, starting with lizard pose, lifting the left leg up, stepping it right outside that left hand, dropping the right knee down, toes pointing straight forward for the traditional lizard, hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of that left foot, stretching into your left hip. Now press back up to your hands, move your blocks out of the way, turn your left foot out 45 degrees, put your right hand down and twist your left arm back. And you can hold it there, or maybe you can grab that right foot and pull it towards you. Left hand to right foot, stretching the quad. Good, let go, go back to down dog again and reset. Lift your right leg up, step it between your hands, crescent lunge. Start on the ball of the back foot as you lift your arms up for high crescent lunge. Open it up, warrior two. Pivot that back heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale into half half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, right hand on the floor block. I highly recommend blocks if you're having a hard time balancing or getting that standing leg straight. You can adjust the height of the block that's under that right hand. And you want it about 6 to 8 inches in front of the baby toe, so usually closer to the corner of the mat. Now in this balancing pose, your hip is open, so different than the airplane, right? Half moon, we want that left hip open. You can look down, side, or up. If you're having a hard time balancing, keep the gaze on the floor. But if your balance feels good, you can have that extra challenge by looking up to the ceiling. Good. Carefully, big step back to warrior two. Reset, adjust if you need to. Straighten your right leg. Walk your left foot in an inch or two. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hips back, reach forward. Right hand on the shin, ankle, or foot. Left arm up to the ceiling. You can also use a block here too. If you're using the block, it would go right behind your ankle. And you could adjust the height of the block as well. So it's up to you if you want to use the block or just put your hand on the leg. Let's lift back up and come back to warrior two. Walk your left foot out and rebend that right leg. Inhale as you reverse. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front. Step your way back. Chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Other side, lift your left leg up and step it forward. Last time in our crescent lunge here, so stepping forward to that left side crescent lunge. Good, open to warrior two, pivoting that back heel down. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Maybe moving that block first if you're using the block. Left hand on the block or on the floor. Open up that right hip, flex that foot. And then again, maybe play with your eyes. Start by looking down, then maybe looking to the side wall, maybe challenging yourself, looking up towards that top hand. Bend your standing leg. Take a big step back to warrior two. Straighten out your left leg, your front leg. Walk your right foot in just 1 or 2 inches. Shifting the hips back, reaching forward, triangle pose, Trikonasana. If you're using the block, put the block on the outside of the ankle. Otherwise, hand can be on the shin, ankle, or foot. And you want a straight line from that top hand to the bottom hand. You really think about creating length through both sides of your waist. Lift all the way back up. Let's go back to warrior two. Walk your right foot out and rebend that front leg. Inhale as you reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands to the front and step back to chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. Step both feet to the front. Roll yourself all the way up to stand. Good. Step to face the long edge of your mat, whichever side you want. Interlacing the fingers behind your back or hold onto your strap. Open up the chest. Fold forward. Prasarita, Padottanasana. Straddle forward, fold. Variation with that chest opening. Good. Release your hands down and now just walk them right through the middle of the legs there. Fold a little deeper. Walk both hands to the left ankle. Pull your nose closer to that left leg. And walk it over to the right leg. Pull your nose closer to the right leg. Now come back to the middle. Find a flat back for a moment. Hands on the floor. Turn your feet out to the side, 45 degrees. We're gonna do like a side lunge. So you walk your hands over to the left leg, drop your butt down and flex your right foot. So your right leg's out straight. Now, if your heel's not on the floor, it's okay, but over time, you're trying to get that left heel closer to the floor. You might need to keep the hands on the floor in front of you. But if your heel's flat on the floor and you feel balanced, you can bring your hands to prayer position. Good. Don't sit all the way down though, right? Lean a little forward. And then take it the other way. Walk your hands over to the right leg. Your right foot's turned out 45 degrees. Extend the left leg straight. So you can think your right foot, right, it's just like prayer squat. It's just half of a prayer squat with one leg to the side. Hands on the floor or hands in prayer position. Good. Back to the center. Frog pose. Drop your knees down. Slide your knees as far apart as you can. Wiggle them apart. Flex your feet and come down to your elbows. Start here first, stretching into the inner thighs. Now, you can stay here. If this is a pretty good stretch and you want to stay here, you can go for that. Or you can come back up to your feet for standing straddle splits, Hanumanasana. You start to walk the feet as wide as you can and maybe come back down to the elbows. But in the standing version of straddle split, I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but my feet are flat on the floor. The seated version that we'll do later, that's when we flex our toes up. This one, my feet stay flat. It isolates more that inner thigh stretch. And frog is the same. It's just on your knees, right? Either way, knees or feet as wide apart as you can. Brianna, walk your elbows more forward and shift your hips a little more forward. Yes, like that. There you go. Good. Let's come back up to the hands. If you're in the straddle, just carefully walk your feet in. If you were on your knees, come back to where we started in basically that wide-legged forward fold. Gently bend one knee at a time, shake it out, and then slowly roll up to stand. Good. Step back to the front of your mats. Standing number 4. Bring your hands to prayer position. I'm just stepping to the back of the mat so you can see me better. Right foot across, making that figure 4 shape. Bend your left leg. Push your hips back. Try to bring your elbows towards the shin. So it's a balancing pose as well as a hip stretch. Maybe hands down to the blocks or the floor. But the more you bend your left leg, the deeper the stretch in that right hip. And focus your eyes for the balance. Good. Shake it out. Try the other leg. Hands to prayer. Left foot across. Bend your right leg. Again, forearms and elbows towards the shin, or hands on the blocks or on the floor. Good. Let's release. One more balancing pose. Dancer pose. Left arm up. Right hand to the foot or ankle on the right side. And you can go inside or outside of that foot or ankle, whatever feels more natural to you. Knees together, then lift that leg up. Untitled dancer pose. Finding that back bend here. Switch sides when you're ready. Shake it out. Right arm up, left hand inside or outside of that left ankle. Find your balance first, and then try to lift that leg up for the back bend. Good. Release. And then meet at the top of the mat if you're not there. Feet together, hands to prayer position. Reset. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, step back to chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. So we're going to work on our peak pose. Hanumanasana, full splits. Lift your right leg up and step it forward. Drop your back knee down. So just like we did with our half splits earlier, you can start there, right? You can use these blocks if you have 2 blocks and put them under your hands. Remember, the blocks have 3 different heights. Then you start to slide your foot more forward, and you might just hold yourself up with your hands on the floor of the blocks, maybe further and further forward until one day you're all the way to the floor. Full splits, is the Sanskrit is Hanumanasana. It's named after a monkey god. You're trying to square your hips to the front, both hip bones like headlights on a car. So we're not leaning to the side. Flex that right foot. If you don't need your hands on the floor blocks, you can try lifting your arms up. Nice. Good, James. Good. Put the hands down if they're up, and wherever you're at, see if now you can fold over the front leg. Is a different stretch, right? You're going to feel it differently when you're upright versus when you fold. Just stretching different parts of the hip and the hamstring. Right, now let's switch sides. So come up to your hands carefully. Start to slide that leg back a little bit. Tuck your back toe. Go all the way back to a three-legged dog. Open up your right hip, bend the leg. Draw a few circles with the ankle, maybe with the whole leg. Move it around. And then we'll reset in down dog. And when you're ready, switching legs. Left leg up, step it forward. Hanumanasana, full splits. But again, it might be somewhere in between. It might be like your half splits, might be a couple inches forward, couple more inches, and over time you get closer and closer to the floor. And you can remember, adjust the height of the blocks under the hands if you're using the blocks. If you're all the way to the floor and you want to try to lift your arms up, and try to balance there with the arms up, keeping your chest and torso up. It's almost a little bit of a back bend. Good, hands down, and then wherever you're at, see if you can fold over your front leg. Even if your hands are on the blocks, you can fold a little more over that front leg. Good, let's walk the hands in and go back to that three-legged dog. Tuck your back toe, lift that left leg up, open the hip, bend the leg, should feel nice. Move it around, draw some circles, shake it out. And then we'll meet back in down dog. And notice how down dog feels now, right? We've done a lot of hamstring opening, so hopefully our heels can get a little closer to the floor. Step to the front and have a seat. We're going to roll down onto our backs, just a couple back bends today. So laying on the floor, feet hips width distance apart. Bridge pose. Lift your hips, maybe interlace those fingers, wiggle your shoulders underneath, and then push down through the arms to lift those hips up higher. Open up your chest. Unlace and come down. Now you can either do that one more time or come into your wheel pose, Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Hands up by the shoulders with the elbows pointing up. You can lift the hips, maybe press up to the top of the head and stay there, or push into the arms and work on lifting the head, maybe straightening the arms, maybe even one day straightening the legs. Pushing your chest through your arms so you have a nice even arc and no crunching in your lower back. Carefully come down. When you're ready, we'll meet in a lying down butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Hands can rest on the stomach, the floor, or overhead in that diamond shape. Resetting the spine here. And just closing your eyes, letting that heart rate come back down from the back bends. Happy baby, grabbing behind the knees or reaching for the inside edges of the feet. Open up your hips and give it a little rock side to side. Good, hug both knees in. Rock and roll forward and back now 2 or 3 times until you come all the way up to seated. And extend the legs straight out in front of you. If you want to use your strap, you can around the feet here. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So you're folding forward, holding onto the strap, the feet or the legs or your wrist, whatever you can reach there, and fold. So still stretching into those hamstrings, calves, but also your lower back, and a good counter pose to those back bends here. Okay, let's come up. Now let's do this seated version of straddle splits. We did the standing version earlier. So open your legs out, wiggle them as far apart as you can. You might have to adjust what way you're facing in your room. Flex the feet, start with a side stretch. Right hand to the leg or foot as you reach your left arm over your ear. Parsva, meaning side, Upavishta Konasana. Good, take it to the other side. And then come up and fold forward down the middle. Upavishta Konasana, seated straddle splits. So your legs are out as wide as you can, your feet are flexed, and then you walk your hands out and fold. Walk your hands back and shake out your legs, bring them back together. Now this time, just keep your right leg straight and bring your left foot in next to the inner thigh. If that bothers your knee, you can move it down closer to the calf. You can still use that strap as we fold if you want, putting it around the right foot. Folding forward, Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose. So bringing your forehead towards your knee or maybe past your knee and closer to the shin. Okay, let's come up and switch sides. We'll go right to the other side. Extend your left leg straight, tuck your right foot in, grab the strap and put it on the left foot if you're using the strap, and then fold forward here. Janu Shirsasana, head to knee pose, folding towards the other leg. Good. Slowly come up. And we're going to be laying on our back. And if you have that strap, you'll want it for this last pose. As you lay down, you can put the strap here on your right foot and then use both hands and pull it towards you. If you don't have the strap, just both hands grab onto the back of the leg and pull it towards you. Your left leg that's on the floor, just let it relax. Flex the right foot and active through that leg, stretching into that hamstring one more time. Now with your right hand, keep holding your strap or just hold on to the outer part of the leg or the big toe. Left hand to your hip, open your right leg to the right. Now back to center. Strap is going to go in the left hand, or you can grab onto the outer edge of the foot or the leg, right arm out like a T, and then twist your right leg across. And you might just stop partway across, or you might make it all the way to the floor. A straight leg version of our spinal twist. Keeping that right foot flexed, you're going to feel that stretch through the outer thigh and a T-band area, as well as that twist for the back. Good, bring it to center, release that side. We'll do those 3 variations on the other side. So let the right leg relax, put the strap on the left foot if you're using the strap, and then pull that left leg towards you, flexing the foot, starting with both hands on the leg or the strap. Now holding on with the left hand, right hand to the hip, open your left leg to the left. Bring it to center and switch hands, right hand on the foot, leg, or strap, left arm like a T, and twist your left leg across as far as you can to the floor. Okay, let's bring it to center, remove your strap, set it off to the side. We just have one more pose. Both arms out like a T. Bend your knees and cross your right leg over your left. Move your hips an inch or two to the right. Drop your knees to the left with that cross in the leg. So spinal twist with the legs crossed, maybe turning your head, looking to the right, or closing the eyes. And then bring it to center, switch your legs. Cross the left leg over the right. Move your hips an inch or two to the left. Drop the knees to the right and turn your head, look to the left. Last pose. And bring it to center. Uncross the legs. Wrap your arms around your shins. Curl up into a tight little ball. Give yourself a big hug. And then let it go. Coming into Shavasana, our final relaxation. Extending the legs out long, letting the feet just fall open. Arms relax alongside you with the palms facing up. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears to help keep the neck long. And as you close your eyes, clear away your thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go, letting your muscles relax even deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and bring some small movements back into your body. Maybe draw a few circles with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently moving your head a little bit side to side. Anything that feels good to you. And when you feel ready, we'll reach the arms overhead, reach the legs long, create a nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. And hug both knees into your chest, roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed, use the hands to help press you all the way up to seated, crossing the legs and sitting up tall. Hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And take a couple last deep breaths here, scanning your body, noticing how it feels after today's yoga practice. Take one more nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lifting your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.